Welcome everyone. This is Lennox Bennett channel. Today we're looking at another POB paper. If you have not checked out the rest of the papers, you really need to do so before the examination. And if you're in grade 10, you need to check them out for next year. Alright. So everybody should benefit from this one still. Alright. Again, I'm gonna try to go through it as fast as possible, but to explain as much as possible. Let's go. Now I'm gonna tell everybody about hitting the like button. To subscribe, that's up to you. All right, let's go. So one says barter is best described as, and it would be exchange of goods and services without the use of money. So we just go straight into the one thing. Again, we want to be time efficient. Which of the following types of business environment is most typical of the Commonwealth Caribbean? And that would be the mixed economy. Number 3, which of the following is not an objective of the public sector? And that is maximizing profit. Right? The objective of the public sector. 4, the term division of labor can be defined as: is it organization of tasks in production, assembling of goods for distribution, separation of tasks to complete a job, or is it employment of different types of workers? And that is C. Let's move on to 5. Again, these are repeat. Which of the following is not a function of money? Indivisibility, store of value, measure of value, or medium exchange? And that's indivisibility. That's not a function of money. All right, let's go up to number 6. I need to small up something. The policies of a company are formulated by, is it the auditors, the directors, the managers, or the shareholders? And that is the directors. So the directors are the big. Selecting the objectives and the procedures for achieving goal is referred to as, is it planning, controlling, or is it motivating? So planning or correct. Number 8, which of the following are benefits of written communication? 1, instant feedback, provide evidence, useful detail for messages. What do you guys say? 2 and 3 only. C is not. Instant feedback is not, rather. Number 9, which of the following organization is least likely to use a management information system? A, the National Bank. B, a shoe shine shop. B, C, a department store. D, a beauty supply outlet. And that would be P. And that is also repeat. So guys, look out carefully for those. Chances are that if you look at if you've been following, you'd have seen a lot of them as the something. So number 10 refers to the following diagram, which shows a section of a typical vertical organizational chart for manufacturing company. So the board of directors, and it says the relationship between the highest level of the management down to the various departments is known as, is it line, rank, staff, or flow? Now, this one is a little bit tricky. I would say staff. If it was line, it would have been straight, but because these are additional, I would go with staff. Number 11, the main purpose of installing suggestion box in a company is to get workers' views about, is it A, each other, B, other companies, C, ways of improving the workspace, or D, ways of improving economic conditions? And that would be C, ways of improving the workplace. So that's always the objective. Let's move on to 12. JB company decided to export car engine from Barbados to Trinidad. Which of the following modes is best for transporting the engine? And that would be C. So let's move on to 13. Which of the following individuals benefit from having limited liability status? The franchisees, shareholders, ordinary partner, or the debentures holder? That would be the shareholder. So 13. Let's move on to 14. Which of the following are functions of the entrepreneur? 1, Ensure workers are unionized. 2, coordinating the factors of production. 3, undertaking risk by anticipating demand. And that would be C, 2 and 3 only. Let's move on to 15. So far, so good. The condensation of the business plan is to contain its feasibility plan, marketing plan, keynote summary, or is it the executive summary? If you say executive summary, you are correct. Guys, remember, go ahead and try the questions before me, all right? Leave a comment if you have any concerns. So we'll do it. All right, verse 16. Cash used to secure a loan that the bank is referred to as. And that would be a collateral. We're not going to go any further. We have done this many, many times on the previous paper. So guys, the vote is definitely coming. The monthly payments collected by an insurance company on behalf of its policy holders are known as deposit, premium, installment, or endowment. That would be premium. Let's move on to 18. Which of the following types of checks allow an individual to receive cash on demand? Is it open, cross certified, or is it bank transfer? And that would be open check. All right, let's move on to number 19. Kiki sustained burn while at work at a local fast food restaurant. Under which of the following insurance policy is she likely to be compensated? And that would be employer's liability. I know persons will probably be tempted to say public liability because they're public. Remember, they're at work. All right, so let's move on to 20. Which of the following factors prevents an agreement from being considered a valid contract? Is it A, consideration, legal purpose, misrepresentation, or is it D, offer and acceptance? And that is misrepresentation. Again, that is a repeat. You guys should be having a field day with this paper. All right, let's move on to 21. The term human resources refers to material and goods used by human beings. B, capital investment by shareholders in a company. C, raw material used in the manufacture of goods. Or is it E, persons available for productive and professional services? And 21 would be E, persons available for productive and professional services. That's where you guys are heading, right? All right, the movement of educated, skilled people to settle in industrialized country is referred to as, is it migration, brain drain, unemployment, or underemployment? Now, this would fall under brain drain because they are educated, skilled, and that is what messing up the Caribbean. Everyone is going to America with their education and their skill to build their country instead of to build our Caribbean country. Some of you guys will be doing also. So that's brain drain. We have to build Caribbean people, all right? The amount of labor available for labor force, labor movement, or efficiency of labor. And that would be the labor force. So far, so good. I've not said hit the like button. I've not said subscribe. I will not say it in this video, all right? 24, productivity can be measured by input over output, input over revenue, revenue over output, output over input. And 24, output over input. 25, which of the following is a product of the manufacturing industry? Manufacturing. Car, gold, tourist, lumber. Tourist, no. I would definitely say car. All right, let's move on to 26. Product, price, promotion, and place are components of, is it the market study, marketing mix, market research, or the sales promotion? And that is marketing mix. So 26 would be, let's move on. In the Caribbean, many people are hired for sugar cane farming and very little equipment is used. The industry can best be described as Is it labor intensive, capital intensive? Having a low capital input, having high capital input, and that is labor intensive. So 27 today. Let's move on to 28. Which of the following terms describes a market consisting of a large number of producers and consumers? Oligopoly, monopoly, perfect market, or imperfect market? And that is perfect market. That takes a lot. In a computer. The following product: distributing commanding staff benefits, and that is B, distributing marketing, getting a thing out there. Market equilibrium. Oh guys, you have reached halfway stage. Market equilibrium exists when A, buyers pay reasonable price for goods, B, sellers are satisfied with the price paid for their goods, C, at the ruling market price, buyers do not want to add to the stock of goods they already have, or D, at current prices the amount buyers wish to buy equal the amount sellers wish to sell. And this one is also a repeat. So we're halfway there now. And that is at current prices, the amount buyers wish, the amount want to sell. All right. So let's move on to 31. We're halfway there. Let's go. Which of the following is not a function of the retailer? A, preparing goods for sale. B, selling in small quantities. C, providing a local supply of goods. Or D, transporting goods to a suitable storage facility. That is not their function. Transporting goods to suitable storage facility. Remember, they are the retailer, right? The wholesaler. All right. Let's move on to 32. Which of the following gives identity to a specific producer's goods? Is it A, label, B, patent, C, brand, or is it E, copyright? And that is brand. This one is also a B. So if you say that, that's the truth. All right, 33. A market in economic terms is defined as A, the business center of the community, B, a specific place where buyers and sellers meet, C, a place where intangible goods are bought and sold, or D, a situation which exists when buyers and sellers influence the price of goods. And that would be D, a situation which exists when buyers and sellers influence the price of goods. Let's move on to 34. Which of the following operation is an example of sales promotion? A, warehousing, B, free sampling, C, servicing goods, or D, gathering information? And that would be free sampling. All right, let's move on to 35. Which of the following entities can have its share traded on the stock exchange? A, partnership, B, public companies, C, private companies, D, cooperative society. And that would be public companies. So that's B. All right, let's move on to 36. Tom invests his savings by buying shares in a company. From this investment, Tom's expected to receive is A, profit, interest, B, C, revenue, or D, dividends. All right. So if he's a shareholder, he's expected to make dividends. So 36. Mr. Jones has several bills of fixed amounts to pay each month. His bank manager agreed to pay them monthly from Mr. Jones' account. This service provided by the bank refers to: is it overdraft, letters of credit, standing order, or acting as a trustee? And that would be C, standing order. As it suggests, it's standing. All right, let's move on to 38. We are going on fine. So let's continue on that same part. Which of the following services is provided by commercial banks? Printing money? No. Selling stock and bonds, controlling the supply of money, accepting deposit from a customer. All of these would be for central, right? Notice they say commercial bank. So guys, make sure you read carefully commercial bank. All right, so 38 would be accepting deposits from customers. And guys, that's a favorite thing all banks like to do: collect your deposits and get your money. Offer write a letter to say why you need your own money. That's an robbery, I know. All right, let's move on to 39. A debenture holder is one who: A, is paid fixed rate of interest if the company makes profit, B, must be paid any amount owing to him in the following here. C, as first claim on any profit is paid on the fixed rate of dividend, or is it D, is entitled to a fixed rate of interest whether or not the company makes profit. Interest are the best. You're entitled to a fixed rate of interest whether or not the company makes profit. If you make $1, the venture holder getting their money. All right, let's move on to 40. Investment can be defined as A, stock of goods in a country. B, additions to the capital stock of a country. C, the amount of money available at a given time. D, the amount of capital owned by the government. No. Additions to the capital stock of the country. That's investment. So invest in a country, peeps. All right. Don't just say one around Canada, USA, or England. All right, let's move on to 41. Which of the following measures used to protect the environment? A, recycling. B, deforestation. 3, water conservation. What do you guys say for that? Recycling and water conservation. So let me see that. 1 and 3. 1 and 3. So that's B. Let's move on to 42. All the best in your exams. 42. A price control may be defined as A, tax on goods and services. B, government ban of imports. C, grant given to producers to reduce their prices. D, government limit on price of goods and services. And that's exactly what it is. Government limit on the price of goods or services. You know the government runs, right? Yeah, not we. 43. The success of the government's economic policies can be most effectively measured by A, an increase in the level of policies. B, an increase in the standard of living. C, a decrease in the level of employment. A decrease in the decrease in the volume of production. And 43 would be an increase in the standard of living. All right, so we need healthcare, we need proper food, we need to eat vegetable and fruits. We can afford it. Proper housing. 44. Which of the following is a function of a chamber of commerce? A, creating employment. B, protecting the environment. C, assisting in securing markets for the producers. D, providing financial aid for hurricane victims. And that would be assisting in securing markets for the producers. All right. So 44 would be C. All right, 45. Let me see. All right, you have to go up. Sorry about that. All right. Which of the following actions by the government is most likely to lead to an improvement in the standard of living? Printing more money, increasing the income tax rate, that are more taxes. C, abolishing tax on low incomes. That's a good one. Giving tax incentive to business. All right. So some people might think it's giving tax incentive to businesses, but remember, businesses if it's gonna benefit the owner and not necessarily the workers, right? Businesses always are paying taxes on low incomes. So if low income earners are being taxed, abolished means they get rid of it. If you're not being taxed, you're gonna actually get more money to spend, right? Because you just work your gross pay. Can you imagine that? Just have gross pay and there's no taxes. That's awesome. That would improve your standard a little bit because you're actually taking home more money. All right. So let's move on to 46. Which of the following forms of taxation can be classified as direct, as we see income tax distress? And that would be income tax, and draw that out of your payment here. You not even see it. All right, 47. The provision of social services by the government does not include A, tax refunds. B, health clinics. C, education and training. D, transportation facilities. And that would be tax refunds. Let's move on. All the best in your exam. Guys, ensure that you read the questions carefully. All right. 48. In the recent budget, it was reported that Sanford Island is a net importer. This means that it's A, exports are equal to imports. B, exports are less than imports. C, balance of trade is favorable. Or is it D, balance of payment is favorable? And that is B, exports are less than import. And that is progress right here. If you're exporting more than you're buying, which is import, you are doing way better as a country. All right. In Jamaica, we just import, and we just all banana we export. Like we still on slavery. Banana and sugar cane. We need to step up the thing, man. 49, a country has a favorable balance of trade when A, it sells more than it buys, B, it buys more than it sells. That's a Jamaica, buy more than it sells. C, imported goods are cheaper. E, there is no restrictions to trade. Anyway, it's A, it sells more than it buys. All right, so that's a favorable balance of trade. And that is what we need to get for the Caribbean. We need to have things Caribbean people, all right? We need to build as a people and be a force to reckon with in the world. All right, let's move on to 50. In calculating net national product, depreciation refers to, from the word depreciation, it knows all this, right? It says, all right. In calculating net national product, depreciation refers to A, increase in the price level, B, decrease in the price level, C, increase in capital stock, or is it D, decrease in capital value, in capital stock value? And as I say, depreciation means the value get less, so it will be D, decrease in the capital stock value. All right, let's move on to 51. The terms of trade of a country refers to the rate of, is it A, at which a country's population grows, B, of turnovers of life expectancy due to nutrition, B, of income of country obtained from increasing growth, or is it D, at which one country's goods and services are exchanged for another? And 51 is E, at the terms of trade of a country refers to the rate of at which one country's goods and services are exchanged for another. All right, so we're almost at the end, guys. Let's move on to 52. The difference between the value of a country's visible and invisible exports and the value of the visible and the invisible imports is referred to. Is it A, the balance of trade, B, per capita income, or is it C, balance of payment, or is it E, gross national product? What did you guys say for 52? And that is A, balance of trade. All right, let's move on to 53. You guys will answer this one too. Which of the following methods is not used to measure a country's national income? Is it output, income, accounting, or expenditure? And that would be C, accounting. So we're almost at the end. Let's go. Let's move on to 54. We're at the end. If we're at the end, the work never ended. Right? Look out for more videos. Let's move on to 54. Which of the following is not a benefit of international trade? So it says not a benefit. Let's move on. A, producers are able to increase their market size. B, political links are developed with other countries. C, import restrictions can be imposed on foreign items. And D says a greater variety of goods is obtained from overseas. So which of the following is not a benefit of international trade? And that would be the restrictions. Import restrictions can be imposed on foreign items. All right, let's move on to 55. Which of the following represents the correct stage towards, no, this is awful reading, sir. Which of the following represent the correct stages towards the development of the CARICOM single market and economy? All right, so you're supposed to put the order. Was it CARIFTA, Federation, CARICOM, and the CSME, or is it CARIFTA, CARICOM, Federation, CSME, Federation, CARICOM, CARIFTA, CSME, or was it the Federation, the CARIFTA, CARICOM, and then CSME? And this is correct. It was the Federation, CARIFTA, CARICOM, and the Caribbean Single Market on Economy. That's what CSME stands for, Caribbean All right, let's move on to 56. Which of the following is a feature of economic dualism in the Caribbean? A. Small farming sector. B. Urban-rural migration. C. Rural-urban migration. Or is it D. Large manufacturing sector? And that is C. Rural-urban migration. Let's move on to 57. Which of the following term defines a continuous rise in the general level of prices? Is it A, inflation, B, reflation, or is it C, deflation, or is it D, depression? And that would be inflation. Almost at the end, guys. Let's go. There's 3 more to go. 59 and 6. Made it to the end. All right, 58. Which of the following countries are not members of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States? Is it Anguilla and Grenada, Barbados and Jamaica? Is it C, Montserrat and St. Lucia? Or is it B, Dominica and St. Vincent? Represent your country right about now, people. Even if you don't see it, so represent your country, Caribbean people. All right, and that would be Barbados and Jamaica. All right, let's move on to 59. The purpose of the CARICOM is to A, allow member states to collaborate. B, allow for unrestricted movement of persons among the territories. C, encourage the transfer of technology within the region. Or is it D, foster interregional trade and common services? So 59 is actually B, foster interregional trade and common services. Number 60 now, which of the following organizations should settle a dispute among banana producing countries of the Caribbean? Are we produce bananas? Which of the following organizations should settle a dispute among banana producing countries of the Caribbean and Central America over preferential agreement with the European Union? And that would be A, the World Trade Organization. We have been through this. I think this one is number 60. Everyone, I don't know. All right, guys. So we have come to the for watching. Subscribe. It helps show me this. All right, guys. So see you guys in another video. It should be coming up very shortly.